Hello and welcome to Byju's IAS. Let's get started and look into our daily quiz. Let's look into the first question. Which of the following have been declared as World Heritage Site by UNESCO? Ellora Caves, Humayun's Tomb Delhi, Rani Ki Vav, Great Living Chola Temples at Tanjavur, Gangaikonda Cholapuram and Darasuram, rock shelters of Bhimbetka. Which of them have been accorded the World Heritage Site? The answer to this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Why have we taken this practice question? Because of the reference given in the PIB article. What is this World Heritage Site? The tag which has been given by the UNESCO. This happens to be one of the cultural sites or the heritage sites which is of cultural significance. It can be of great value to the humanity, which is why this site is to be protected and conserved for the posterity and for the future use. What will happen? Let's say there is a particular site which will have interference from the human beings, or there might be animal trespassing as well, or there might be other conservation issues as well, which is where the minute this tag is given by the UNESCO, this site is protected by the country and its organizations. So this particular place will have a cultural significance, historical significance. It has great value for the future, which is why they have to be protected according to the World Heritage Site as the tag is given by the UNESCO. Further, when it comes to the cultural sites in India, we have Agra Fort, which is protected by the Archaeological Survey of India, Ajanta Caves, Ellora Caves, Taj Mahal, group of monuments at Mahabalipuram, Sun Temple, churches at convents of Goa, Fatehpur Sikri, group of monuments at Hampi, Khajuraho, Elephant Caves, Great Living Chola temples at Tanjavur, Gangaikonda Cholapuram and Darasuram. There are many others as well. Kindly have a look at all of this, which can be a prospective question when it comes to your preliminary examination. Now let's look into the next practice question. Neela Vilakku is a traditional lamp used commonly in the state of Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala or Mizoram. The answer to this is Kerala. Why have we taken this practice question? Because of the reference in the PIB article. What is Neela Vilakku? This happens to be a traditional bell lamp which is present and commonly used in the states of Kerala as well as in some parts of Tamil Nadu. So kindly remember, this is nothing but a bell metal as shown in the picture, and this is used in all the religious festivals, rituals and ceremonies, especially in the Hindu festivals. This particular word can be broken down into two different compartments. What are those? One is what is called as Neelam, the other is called as Vilakku. Neelam here stands for the ground or the land, and Vilakku stands for the lamp or diya. So kindly remember, this is from the state of Kerala and it is also used in some parts of Tamil Nadu as well. Now let's look into the next practice question. With reference to Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, which of the following statements is or correct? Sir Syed Ahmad Khan is known for the Aligarh movement. He promoted Western style scientific education by founding modern schools and journals. He was a loyal servant of the British administration before the revolt of 1857. Which of the statements about Sir Syed Ahmad Khan is correct? The answer to this is 1, 2 and 3. Why have we taken this practice question? Because of the reference given in this article. When it comes to Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, he had multiple roles to play during the freedom movement. He was a civil servant, he was a journalist, he was a historian, and he was one of the first and the foremost when it comes to transforming educational opportunities for the Muslim community when it comes to India. He is also known for his Aligarh movement, which happens to be one of the systemic movement about what? Reforming the social, political and educational aspects when it comes to the Muslim community. He also brought about massive changes when it comes to the educational and the social sector. He also wanted to make sure that the democratic value system when it comes to India and freedom of speech is also protected for the Muslim community. These have been some of the measures taken by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan for bringing a new dimension, value system and ethos towards the Muslim community. It is this that we have to understand in reference to this practice question. Now let's look into the next practice question. Consider the following statements. Election Commission of India conducts elections to both the state legislative assemblies and legislative council. The appointment and removal of Chief Election Commissioner shall be made by the President. Right to vote is a constitutional right. Which of the above statements is or correct? The answer to this is 1 and 3 only. Why? That is because the second option is partially correct and partially wrong. When we look into the appointment process, yes, it is made by the President of India, but the removal is not by the President of India. Why? Because when we look at the removal of the Chief Election Commissioner, it is on the same grounds as Judge of the Supreme Court. Therefore, when we look at the status of Chief Election Commissioner and the election commissioners in terms of salaries and allowance, they are equivalent to the Supreme Court judges, and the same has been prescribed by the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioner conduction of the service rules of 1992. So the answer to this is 1 and 3, primarily because the appointment is made by the President, but the removal is as per the procedures mentioned for removal of the judge of the Supreme Court. The third option, right to vote, is a constitutional right. This has been reconfirmed by the Supreme Court of India in the Rajpala versus the state of Haryana. That is why right to vote happens to be a constitutional right. Why have we taken this practice question? Because of the reference given in this article. Now let's look into the next practice question. Consider the following pairs. Communities sometimes seen in the news. We have the Kutch from Bangladesh, Madeshis from Nepal, Rohingya from Myanmar. Which of the pairs given above is or correctly matched? The answer to this is 2 and 3 only. Why? Because the Madeshis, yes, they are from Nepal. Yes, Rohingyas are from Myanmar, but Kutch are not from Bangladesh, but instead they are an ethnic group which are present in the Western Asia part. They are currently present in Turkey. They are present in northwestern Iran. They are present in northern Iraq as well as the northern Syria. They are not present in one single country, but their population and the community members are split in couple of countries. Now let's look into the fact of the day. The fact of the day for today is Polavaram Irrigation Project. This happens to be under construction multi-purpose irrigation national project on the river Godavari. So kindly remember, this is built on river Godavari. What is this multi-purpose project? Basically, it is used for multiple things. One, it is used for irrigation. Second, for generation of hydroelectricity. And third is for providing drinking water facilities. Since this particular project is able to provide different options, different suitabilities for different sections of the people, that is why it is called as multi-purpose project. The project has been accorded national project status by the Union Government of India. Apart from these significant aspects, there are also concerns voiced by few sections. What are these concerns? One, it can be a threat to the biodiversity in this particular region. Apart from this, this can also result in felling of many number of trees, which can also result in deforestation in certain sections, and added to those, this can also be a problem to the tribal people as well. All those people who are in this particular region are scared where their lands would be submerged and they would lose out on their livelihood options, which is why they are also scared. This is what we have to understand in reference to the Polavaram irrigation project. So this is it for today. Thank you for watching. All the best.